Harrison Wood and Kate Kinsman and Colin Mullally, and they're three of a four-person team that went on behalf of UPEI Faculty of Business and did really well at the intercollegiate case competition, the fourth being Hannah Dawson. So why don't we start with you, Colin? Just tell us the background of the case competition and this particular one.
Yeah, sure. So the case competition is something that UPI kind of takes a lot of pride in, and there's a selection process kind of early on in the year. The team is kind of selected from that, and then it's a lot of practices every week on some theory and some practice cases, and then you go to competitions throughout the year. So sometimes they're just done kind of off your school's resume and you get in that way, but this particular competition we had to write a paper solution to the case, and we got selected, so the top 6 make it to the finals out of roughly, I think 50 to 70 is kind of the range of teams. So both of us actually made the finals, which was in Queens, and so January 20th was when we went to that, and we both got pretty good results there.
I'd say. So your marketing group got first, and the ethics piece, you came third out of all the teams out of the 6 teams that were there, and then there was, as you said, an elimination that went into that. So just to get more of the background, then maybe Hannah. So all three of you, as well as is the case for Hannah, you're all 4th year students. This is your graduating year. Have you done the case competition before, Kate?
Yes, this is actually my 2nd year on the case competition team. It was actually me and Colin were on the team last year together. This is the first time that we've actually gotten to go to the intercollegiate business competition. So it was really great getting to try that new national competition.
Yeah, well, that's great for Prince Edward Island, and of course for the university that you went and that you did as well as you did. And so Harrison, tell us about the competition itself. You show up there and you're presented with sort of a fact situation that you have no prior notice as to what's involved.
Yeah, exactly. So we showed up at Queen's University, and we were given me and Kate were put in a room together. No access to outside sources, so no internet access. You couldn't communicate with anyone else, but we were allowed to bring in textbooks that we thought might be useful, but we had no prior knowledge to what the case was going to be on. And then we had 5.5 hours to prepare analysis, and then a recommendation on how we thought the business should move forward, and then 15 minutes to present our solution to a panel of judges.
So how much time did you have again to prepare from the time you saw the facts till you were to emerge with your solution?
5.5 hours.
Wow, that's and do you get like breaks, or you just go straight through?
We try to go straight through because it's definitely a time crunch. We're always working against the clock, but if you needed a break, you could always take one.
And do we merge with a written solution or a PowerPoint, or what is the actual presentation?
It's a PowerPoint presentation.
Right.
Yeah.
Great. So that's a lot of pressure to go in, and you were working on the marketing piece? Ethics, okay, yeah. Right. And you worked on marketing.
I was marketing with him.
Right.
Yeah.
So tell us about the essence of the marketing challenge that you were given then, Colin.
Yeah, a little bit boring, but our marketing case was basically kind of an industrial supplier dilemma where the manufacturer kind of couldn't deliver the stuff on time, and they were screwing up a little bit. So and then the customers were a little bit upset. So it was kind of navigating through the relationship with the manufacturer, and then also separately navigating through the relationship with the customers as well, who were a little upset. It was actually a New Brunswick mining company, so it's cool. They're usually relatively applicable to kind of a local business in some sort of sense. Sometimes they're based very much off a certain business, and sometimes they're hypothetical. But
so it sounds like your attention to the relationship side of it was the piece that led to you getting the favorable standing that you did.
Yeah.
So tell us about the ethics piece. What was the problem there?
So we had a little bit of a more heavy problem in ours. So we had a company that had thought they had found a cure to Parkinson's disease. And this company was bought out by a bigger pharmaceutical company. And the person within the smaller company that thought she had found the cure to Parkinson's disease, they kind of told her, no, like this isn't the cure, like it's not correct. And then they gave us supplemental material as to why big pharmaceutical companies would kind of hide the fact that they do have cures in order to capitalize on the profit they make from just selling drugs that simply treat the disease. So we kind of had to come up with a way to approach this pharmaceutical company and say, like, whether or not, okay, are you suppressing the fact that this is actually the cure, or is it actually wrong? Is the cure not the cure that you think it is? So we kind of had to navigate our way through that and make sure we weren't harming ourselves, we're actually doing the right thing for people that have Parkinson's disease.
So Kate, you and Harrison were representing the discovery company, not the big pharma.
We were representing the woman who actually created the cure because she was removed from the company, bought out, and she had no longer had access to any of the testing or the cure itself. So that's where the dilemma really came in, because she hadn't seen how they had retested her solution. So she wasn't sure if they were actually lying to her that it wasn't a cure, or it actually still was a cure and they were just kind of trying to hide it.
And what was sort of the break, because you came out first out of the 6 teams, what was the breakthrough piece in sort of resolving that dilemma?
We chose a very strong ethics path. There's a couple different paths you can kind of choose within ethics. So we really decided that she needed to come forth to the media and tell them that, hey, they're covering up this potential cure and they're not letting me have access to potentially retest it to ensure that it actually is correct. So we really stuck on the hard ethics line.
Worked out well.
Yeah.
Right. Well, this is, of course, good for the province and for your careers and CVs to have this on your record and to stand up, because this was even an international competition in terms of the teams that were represented there. And at least 2 of you are already have plans post-graduation to be here working in PEI, and you and Hannah may well end up back here too, Colin, after some further studies.
Yep.
That's great. Well, congratulations with this, and of course, good luck with the next couple of months of your studies. And it's great to see this generation coming on that's got so many dilemmas that you can solve for us. We've got others. Anyway, this is good to have you in today. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks
Appreciate
very
it.
much.